Hi, welcome back to our tutorial creating social networking app full stack development. In the previous tutorial we fetch data from database to our box component, and in this video you see we have Toby, which is the user and the content, and in this video we will add the post from this interface. We will create a component that we will use to add posts from this interface without manually adding from the inside the database. So we need to add it from here then to our database. So in this video we will create a component that will do the work. So inside the component, let's create a new file, call it create post.js. so inside this we will use the React code snippet to generate a code for our class, and then name the class. Let's name it create post. Okay, we have this, and then we need to delete these states. So the next thing we will do is that we will add our initial state, this dot state equal to user. We need a user, the one who posts, and the content, what he posts. So we set this to empty. We use this dot state later to update the value, and then we also need a content. We also set it to empty. That is what we need, the user and the content, as you can see here, user then content. Okay, so what we do next is that we will go to the return and add some input that the user will use, input and text area that the user will use to add posts or to create posts. We need a div inside this. Okay, and we pass the class name to the div. The class name of this div is that post form. That is inside our CSS post form. Okay, we have the post form, and then let's create we need a header h2 create post. Okay, followed by an input. First we need to add inside a form element like this. Okay, so inside this form element, first we need a input for user, and then we will later create a text area for content. So for the input, let's add some properties here. First we define a type. The type is the text. Okay, and then we also need a placeholder. The placeholder we need is, we will just add your name to show the user that he will add his name here, and this we will set this to required, that it is required for a user to add this before submitting the form. Okay, we also add a text area that is for the content. We add this for the user and this for the content text area. Okay, so inside this we will also add some properties. We will define a row for it, and then we also need a placeholder. First let's add the placeholder. The placeholder will be write your post here. Okay, so we need a row, that is the row, and this row will set it to 4 is enough, and we can see later how the value So we need a required here as well, like how we added this. So we also need the last element for that we will use for the submitting, that is input. And so not this, we add some type to it. The type is submit, type submit, and then we add the value. The value is post. That is what we can see if we added this. So for this, let's save this. Let's save it and see how it look like. We will call the create post inside our post box to see if it will show in our interface. So here we will call the create post. Okay, inside the post box, and let's add the create post. We have the create post here. So once we save this, then check out the component, it does not show up. Let's try to, we have the error here. So we did not add the import the component inside our create post. So let's import the import a component, import React, and what we need here is a component. So let's save this and check. Okay, you see we have a create post, your name, write post here. Okay, so let's continue to modify this and add some functionalities. Okay, so if we come back to this, then we will add the method, some method that will handle the submit, that is the changes here. Okay, first let's start with the form. For this we need a method that will handle submit. So let's first add on submit, then we will create the method later on submit. So inside this dot, then we call the method handle submit. That is the name of the method, handle submit. Okay, so we will add the functionality for this method, and then we also add for this on change. Whenever something is changed here, we also need to add the method to handle the changes. This dot handle change. Okay, this dot handle change, and we need to specify for the input because we will also add on change here. So for the input, let's add this dot handle user change. Okay, and for the content, we will add this dot handle content change. Okay, so let's add the, just copy and have it here on change. This dot handle, we will change this to content change. We have this dot handle content change and this dot handle user change. Okay, when you check here, we need to add some break between these. So let's add a break here, break. Okay, so we will check this, and first let's add those method that we set. If we will start with this dot handle user change, so we will write the method here. Okay, so let's have handle user change, the name of the method, and we will pass a parameter here. The name of the parameter is event, and then so inside the handle user change, let's add some const to get the value that change. Let's name it val equal to event dot target dot value. Okay, so we receive the value that is changed. This method will collect the value, and then we will update the state with this value, this dot set state. Okay, and let's define how the state will change here, and then so we update the user. Okay, the user will be val. Okay, let's just complete the name is better, value, and this will be value as well. Okay, so the next method is the handle content change. We have handle content change, so we also need to pass the parameter event like this. So let's just copy this and paste it here. We can modify, we will just change this to content. Okay, is okay like this. Here we are, whenever the value is changed, so we get the value here. Whenever the input, our text area field has changed, we will get the value that is changed and set it to the content that you see. So we need to handle the submit, so we have on submit here. Okay, so we go to the top, we need handle submit. Okay, so for handle submit, we will pass the parameter as well, event. So in this case, we will call a method event dot prevent default. Okay, so that will prevent a just default submit, and then we will update the value. So this dot, we will use this dot set state. So let me just copy what we have here. We already have the definition of the state here. Okay, so let's add it here. Okay, we have this dot set. So what we will set here, we will set this value to null after we submit it, so that the user will know that he submitted his post. Okay, let's add the content, so he will know that he submitted his post. And how this will happen, so let's go back to our, okay, for the input, we will call the value here. So inside this we will call this dot state dot user immediately after submit. So we will call this so that we have empty. We are calling just empty here so that the text will not stay here. Normally when we submit, the text will stay. So when we add this dot state here, we already added this value to empty after submit, so it will just call an empty, so nothing will show in the input for the user. And as well, let me copy the value here in the next, so for the content as well. Okay, so this is, let's save these changes. So this is what we have so far. Okay, so the next thing, we will call this method that we just defined inside the constructor. So, and bind this dot handle user change equal to, we'll bind it to this constructor, this dot handle user change. We will call dot bind to this constructor. So we will do this for the remaining method. This dot handle content change equal to this dot handle content change dot bind this. Okay, so remaining this dot handle submit equal to this dot handle submit dot bind. So we also bind this like this. So that is what we have. And then here we are collecting the data. So the next, what we will do is that we will pass the data that we collect into the database. So let's check here. You see we have create post, your name, write your post. So let me change this. We have in the placeholder, instead of your, I just write your. So let's go, write your name. Let me rewrite this, your. Okay, so here it is, your name. So let's check again. We have this. Now when we added the value like this, and let's set it Aliyu Sahabu, let me just add hi to cut it short. So you see we have it remove immediately. When we submit, then we have it remove immediately. So let me show you example here. Once I remove this for the text area, let me just remove for the text area. Okay, so Aliyu, and let's say Sahabu, and then add hi. You can see this will remain. Okay, that is a benefit of adding this. And you can see we are not seeing our post here when we add submit, because we did not add the functionality to add the post within the list of our posts that we have. So in the next video, we will add the functionality for our post, so that we can save the, once we receive the post, inside the handle to submit here that we have, we will add some functionality to send it to the database. So see you in the next video for the continuation of our tutorial series. Thank you for watching.